Folks, I'm going to tell you something. I'll be totally honest with you. I am really bothered by a lot of things that I see, and I'm really happy with a lot of things I see. The Charlie Kirk thing has been wild, and I have not said a whole lot, and I apologize. I know many of you are thinking, like, where's Spencer? This is his thing. I just did disclosure. Disclosure was a monumental battle for me emotionally to do that film, but I got it done, and I needed a mental break. I still don't feel like I'm 100%, but I want to make several videos about this Charlie Kirk stuff. I must tell you, I am watching, I'm going through the memorial service of Charlie Kirk. Now, look, I go to church on Sunday morning, Sunday night, and I am not really plugged in a lot of stuff, so I didn't get to watch all the Charlie Kirk stuff. I rejoiced in the things that were good, and but there were things that Charlie Kirk memorial service that I've told you were coming for a very long time, and they were there. I mean, I'm not a prophet. I just knew this stuff was coming because I just see this, okay? But the NAR was there. Andrew Womack was there. I mean, the only person that wasn't there was Kenneth Copeland, okay? The Catholics were there. The whole thing, the whole thing was an ecumenical meeting. And we'll explain to you more about what's going on there. Now, I'm going to tell you what I think is happening. I think there's multiple things happening at one time. Number one, I do believe that there is an element here where the Lord is using the tragedy of Charlie Kirk to preach the gospel so that people can hear the truth about Christ and be saved. I think that is an element that is at play. I think that's always an element at play. I always think that the Lord is working to seek and to save that which is lost. I think that is happening, and I do believe people are going to get saved as a result of what happened at that event. Dr. Frank Turek gave a great gospel presentation, and I mean, there was a lot of good there, and there were Christian YouTubers that were there. There's a lot of big name evangelical preachers were there, and men that I think were good men were there who are giving this a thumbs up and saying amen to this. But do not think for a second that there are not wolves in the midst of all that. Do not think for a second that there are not theological sharks from the pits of hell that are circling this. What I am afraid of is that there are people that are going to use this tragedy and they're going to interject themselves into the mix of this group of people. And they're going to say, yeah, this is who we are too. Yeah, we're for this. We're for this. Yeah. And in the shuffle of all the movement of this, there's going to be some heresy mixed in with some of the good that God is doing in this. This has been the case all throughout the Bible. I mean, go to the Garden of Eden. Do you think Satan interjected himself into something that God did? Yeah. Go to the nation of Israel. Do you think Satan interjected himself into something God was doing there? Yeah. I mean, go for crying out loud, go to the 12 disciples. Satan interjected himself into there. And we're talking about 13 men, one of them being Christ, and Satan was able to get his tentacles into that small group. Satan will get his hand in this too. And Rome is starting to take credit for this. You got people like Candace Owens that are, trying to interject themselves into this. There are a lot of bad faith actors that are trying to latch onto this like leeches, that are claiming that this is what we believe too. This is good. I'm going to give you an extreme example that the occult world is saying right now about Charlie Kirk's wife. The occultic world is now saying that Erika Kirk is the embodiment of the divine feminine. Now, go to our YouTube channel. If you're new, go check out 3rd Adam 3, Rise of the Divine Feminine. This divine feminine concept from an esoteric standpoint is from hell. It is wickedness. But the occultic world is now saying, yes, Erika Kirk is what we are. She is the embodiment of everything we believe. And that is what is alarming me about a lot of this stuff. Now, look, I'm not going to be able to get everything in this video. I will not be able to cover every little thing in this. I'm going to whittle it down to this. The occult world is claiming Erika Kirk as their own now. Now, that may seem to be absurd, and I don't think that's necessarily true of what Erika is doing right now. But I want to tell you the play that is being done here by these people. Check this out, all right? This is from a website called esotericcompass.com, and it says, Erika Kirk, embodying the divine feminine for America's future. Let me read this article to you. Erika Kirk stands as a singular force both in America and the world right now, a beacon of divine feminine power rising from unimaginable loss, channeling grace, resilience, and a faith that is as unbreakable as it is inspiring. Losing her husband in what can only be called a spiritual battle, Erika's response is not recoil, but a bold step forward, anchoring herself in her beliefs in the legacy that is now hers to steward. Her courage does not belong solely to herself or to her family. It radiates outward, galvanizing young people, communities, and a nation in need of a new vision. That is very troubling that these people would claim her, because, first of all, that's just so weird. There's so much I think the devil is working in this situation. I think God's working, but I think the devil's trying to work too, because there's just so much confusion here. Look what it says here. A vessel of healing and hope in times of global uncertainty and grief, Erika is living proof that the feminine archetype can both hold and transform pain into powerful, unifying purpose. By carrying forward her beloved's mission, Erika has sparked a surge of civic engagement and spiritual reawakening, with thousands answering her silent call for service and unity. Hers is the wisdom of presence when company meets, unyielding resolve, igniting hope in those who stand in her light, and reminding a fractured world of the healing and only love and faith can bring. The true miracle of Erika's journey is in her embrace of the divine feminine, a force able to create, nurture, and guide a people through the darkest valley, shaping the future in honor of justice, faith, and harmony. Erika's presence tells a new story, one where power is found in vulnerability and grace in persistence. She does not lead by domination, but by invitation, inviting the nation, indeed the world, to join her in reimagining a society that values empathy, legacy, and a higher purpose. As Erika Kirk steps forward in public life, she is more than the inheritor of a movement. She is its new heart, shaping the sacred balance of feminine presence for the healing of a nation and the betterment of the world. Her journey invites all who bear witness to rise with her. There it is. I mean, there's the rise of the divine feminine, honoring both our sorrows and our strengths, asking our heavenly parents to guide and shape every step for the sake of America and for the future built on hope, integrity, and faith. And I'm telling you, there are buzzwords all throughout this article. I am sitting here screaming at this article. Folks, I think that something is really up. It is rare that I get bothered by stuff like this. I mean, the Russia thing, it didn't bother. This is bothering me. Something is not right with these, with the whole scenario. I mean, and I'm not, this, just to be very clear, I'm not saying Erika's doing anything. I really don't see what this article is saying in her. I don't see that. But I'm telling you, there's going to be people that are going to try to swoop in, and they're going to try to claim this whole event and this whole movement, whatever you call it, a revival. I don't think it's a revival, but I mean, this whole movement. I'm not saying it's not a revival. I want to give it some time before I say, yeah, this looks like a revival. But whatever this movement is, there are going to be people that are going to try to stick their hand in this pot and claim it. Rome is already doing it. And now you have a perfect example of the occult world claiming Erika Kirk is their new spiritual leader. She is the embodiment of the divine feminine. What in the world is going on? I'm so messed up right now, I don't even know what to do. The Third Adam series is literally coming alive through this. Now, I am waiting, and let me just be very clear on this. There is a lot happening. I mean, the conspiracy theories are off the charts, and then, all this news is moving so fast, it's hard to keep up with it all, okay? This is unhinged crazy. And whenever God does something, and I think the Lord is doing something right now, I'm not sure how it's all going to come together, how it's all working, but whenever that happens, you better believe that the wolves are working too. These opportunistic wolves. And we've got a live stream coming up in the next day or so. We're going to talk about all this. We're going to examine all this. I'm going to watch the whole thing, give you some of the points that I've seen that are problematic and things like that. We're going to talk about these things, and don't you miss our live stream in the next night or two. But folks, I'm going to tell you, something is up. Something is up. I'm bothered. I'm trying to discern all this, trying to figure it all out. But I want to encourage you now, if you've not watched the Third Adam series, go watch it. Third Adam 2 would be a good one on this issue, with those NAR people up there singing their mantras and talking about, singing the blessing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. I'm telling you, something's up, and something out there is there's death in this pot. I'm trying to tell you. Yikes. God bless you, friend. We'll talk to you soon. Subscribe to this channel if you're new. Smite the like button on this video. God bless you.